Gibbs have kindly sent me the FDJ Mini to review, and this is a really simple, plain black but very stylish box, and a really smart looking little quad inside. Okay, so that's everything out of the box, and as you can see, nice little package you got there. The transmitter's like a mini sort of gaming one, really got that sort of shape to it, and it doesn't feel bad in the hands actually. Everything's sort of fall into good positions. You've got all your trim buttons and everything here, and I'll run through the functions of the transmitter later on. You do need 3 AAA batteries to power it up, and it doesn't come with them, so make sure you've got those. And while we're on the transmitter, it has got a full FPV little system on it, a Wi-Fi system, and so this is how you attach your phone to the top of here, so you can actually fly a little bit of FPV, so we'll give that a go later on as well. You get a little prop removal tool. These are quite handy. They save you sort of wrenching away at the props if you need to get them off. You simply put it there and just lever it, and it just gives a nice leverage to get the prop off. They're quite a handy little tool. You get a little Phillips screwdriver, as per normal with most quads. And then for charging, you've got a little USB charger that comes in here, and it charges up a single cell battery, and the connector's in there, so just make sure you put that in carefully. And I'll get this on charge in a minute. Just going to flick it on so we can have a look at the LEDs. I haven't charged it. It'll come with a storage charge, which gives it just enough power really, just to have a quick look at the review. So we've got flashing blue LEDs at the front, flashing red at the back, and they sort of illuminate the body just a wee bit. So they're not the brightest, but I think they'll be okay actually. I mean, it's not going to fly that far away anyway, is it? So it's a neat looking little quad actually. But the other thing I noticed on it, just as I was playing around with it, was when you drop it like that, you've actually got these rubber feet, but they're really long and really flexible, so when it sort of comes into land, it's going to sort of bounce a wee bit, sort of. It's got a Tigger effect going on there. And the other thing it's got, I mean, it's a pretty small quad anyway. It's 70mm across the diagonal and 50mm in between motor centres that way, but it makes it go even smaller if you just fold these in, which I'm gobsmacked at, because I don't think I've got any other ones that sort of, it's the smallest folding drone I've got, and that makes it a really neat little package, doesn't it? That's really smart. So battery on charge, good time to have a look through the instruction manual, and this one's in 2 languages. It's all in Chinese that way round, or if you open it, you've got all in English. I really like the way that's laid out, and this thing is just really long, as you can see. It's well laid out. Text is slightly small, but it's nice and clear and runs through everything you really need to know. Even as a beginner, it would help. You've got the all the controls and functions of your transmitter, and calls out the parts on the actual quad itself. How to install the batteries into your transmitter, and how to assemble the phone holder to put it on your transmitter. Then we go slightly awry with this one here, because it tells you can charge using the transmitter, which on some quads you can, but this one there's no way you can, because there's nothing that you can plug in here to actually charge your quad up. So that's obviously a generic one that's just been left in there, unfortunately. But the way to charge it is any USB port that you've got on a computer, in your car, or a mains adapter, and then just plug it into the quad, and then you can charge it. Then it tells you about headless mode, and then it goes into calibration, emergency stops, one key return, etc. Onto the FPV app you'll need for your phone, and it works on Apple or Android. And then getting it ready to actually fly, which seems a bit strange after it's told you all about how to fly in headless mode back there. And then the actual instructions for normal flying, so not headless mode basically. And it runs through, it's got a sort of a drawing, and then what function is happening on your transmitter. If you're new to flying, this is actually quite good. I quite think it's pretty good. And then it's all your warnings about your batteries and recycling and everything at the end. So really good little instruction manual. Okay, a little unusual sort of setup. Most of them you don't have to go through this process, but basically you've got to turn the quad on, you get flashing LEDs, turn the transmitter on, you get a little flashing LED here, up and down on your throttle, and then you're all bound, and it tells you to calibrate, which is down and out like that on both of them. You get flashing LED, and then it stops again, and we're all bound. Let it stop, then you turn on your Wi-Fi. If you don't do it in this process, turn the Wi-Fi on last, it expects to fly on your app
and of course that causes a problem because then the transmitter won't pick up. So this is the only way you have to do it, I'm afraid. And I've done a whole video on how to fly with this app. It's a generic one. They've just changed a little bit. Well, I don't think they've changed much on it at all actually, but basically I'll put a link down in the description for you. And to start the motors, it tells you to pull these down and to the right, and absolutely nothing will happen. You have to go down and to the left to start the motors. If you've got onboard camera with micro SD card, then this is how you operate taking photos and video. This one does the flip and also does headless mode if you hold it down for a couple of seconds. Press this one in and it will have return to home, which I'm not expecting it'll be brilliant, but that's how you operate it. And then to change the rates, it's got high and low rates. You press this button down as well. These ones are trim buttons all around here as per normal, and then this one's auto takeoff, and this one's emergency landing, so basically it shuts off the motors. So, and this one I think is supposed to land as well, take off and land. We'll give it a try anyway. So I'm going to start the video. We're outside as you can tell, so I'll be interested to see how it copes, because it's only a little quad. There we go, and then you can either start it with the auto takeoff or you can then use the throttle. So let's just try the auto takeoff. There we go. Whoa, that is lethargic. Cracking, that is full pitch. I know I'm in low rates, but gee whiz. Altitude hold's working really well. Oh, that's a yaw. Crikey. That has got to be one of the slowest quads I've ever flown. Crikey. Oh my word. Okay, let's try in high rates. So, actually, it might fly very slowly, but the FPV's really good on it actually, working really well. But that is high rate, that's full pitch. Whoa, that yaw is really slow. Yeah, the whole thing's quite slow actually. Yeah, so even in high rates, you're not getting a lot with it. Oh, it's getting a little bit of a move on, but that yaw, look at that. That's just ridiculous. There's a tiny bit of breeze in the garden, so it's probably just going to blow it around just a tiny bit. So let's try it on the flips then. The altitude hold seems to work pretty well. I might say the video isn't bad actually. And yeah, there's very little delay in it. Okay, so flip, press that button, then choose what direction. So that's the right flip. Back flip, so it gives it a little bit of power. It just drops slightly, but not too much. I'll do a little selfie of us here. Oh well. Hey, look, there we go. Does seem to have an awful lot of jello, but then it's only a tiny little quad with a tiny little camera on it. So let's try headless mode then. So if I hold that button down, you get a big beep, and then you can see the LEDs are flashing. I don't know if you can, they're not particularly bright out here. And then we should be, yeah, oh, this thing is so slow. There we go, yeah, so it's definitely going headless. And I don't think I've ever flown anything with such a slow yaw rate. And now I've turned off headless. Well, definitely, I mean, it'd be good indoor fly. But... oh, I'm still in headless, I think. Yeah, now we're out of headless. Pay attention. I love the roof inspection it just did as well. That was good. I'll stop the video just for a second, and then we'll just take a still. It will be exactly the same quality as the video, and then we'll restart the video as well. There we go. So return to home, I'm not expecting much from this return to home. Oh, we've got flashing LEDs as well. There we go. Oh no, it just sort of, there we go. It does sort of bat somewhere. And then by using the direction one here, it will cancel that. So let's just see if we've got flashing LEDs. Let's just see how much longer we get with it. And I'll stop the video, and there we go. And actually, let's just try that auto land. There we go. So one press, comes in nice and slow, and you can still control where it's going to go. There we go. And I don't know whether it will still let me, it's got enough power to run. Yes, it has. It's still got a little bit of power in there. I'll just see what happens when you cut the motors. So let me just press that button, just kill it. It gives you a beep as a warning. Oh, that's it, yeah, and it just literally drops. I think because I was still on the direction control, it didn't do much. It wouldn't do anything straight away. Let's see what it's still got. Yeah, it's still got power, which is quite amazing. Well, when I say power, I'm using the term loosely. God, that is so slow. And that's in high rates. That was low rates. Gee whiz, it is a slow little one. So if you're learning, I suppose it would be fine, but I think you possibly still get... That is funneling, actually. There, that's as, as tight a turn as it will go. I am cranked right over. Yeah, we still got those flashing LEDs. I don't know how long are they going to go on for. Yeah, I think I was in low rates when I was struggling against this tiny little breeze, but it's not doing a lot better now. That's on full pitch. And you can see how much breeze there is. That's really taking it now. God, it just will not yaw. If they up the yaw rate, it would be a lot better. I don't know why the low voltage warning came on so early. Oh, there we go. That's why. But we've got a heck of a lot of a flight, almost got the same amount of flight again. Okay, so we're all bound up and everything, and I've flicked on the controls, and I've done a separate video on how to operate the app, so I'll put a link down in the description. There we go. So LEDs are all on, so we're all ready to go. And this one, peculiarly, you still have to pull the sticks down and to the left and hold them there for it to start the motors. Most of the others you just press the takeoff button, but this one's a little bit different. And I'll start the video now. And let's see how we get on. Yeah, so, oh, actually, better than most. Does depend how, I always find it depends how sort of sticky your fingers are or anything for how good these apps work. Still very slow on the yaw and the rates, but that's in low rate. That's in 30%. I'm going to take it up into 60%. Well, that's a bit better. Hey, oh, it does fly quite well actually. Almost preferring the app at the moment. And I don't usually get on well with those. To the actual transmitter, which is handy for travelling around with. There we go, let's try this up in 100% then. I would say that's got more go in it than using the transmitter, which is very unusual. Yeah, I would say the yaw is better, certainly. Yeah, that's nice actually. That's one of the best apps I've ever flown. The fact I can fly is a huge advantage. Yeah, that's not bad actually. Attitude hold working really well. And also the video's working well as well. I mean, I don't know if you could use this for Wi-Fi. Well, I mean, use it for Wi-Fi, but for FPV, sorry. It certainly seems fine. Ah, no, we've just got a lockout there, so obviously doesn't go that far, I don't think. Let's just do a quick range test. So I'll come back here. So I'll take the, I'm sure the actual quaddle coat up to the shed now. It's sort of just dropping out occasionally. That's fine. But yeah, that's actually getting a bit of a move on. Look at that. Like I say, it's the yaw is just a little bit better, I would say, than with the app. So perhaps it only does 60% on the actual transmitter, and this goes up to 100%. So perhaps that's the reason. Still got the auto land and take off there. We press that button, here it comes into land. Or it might not like my hand. There we go. Yeah, it does. It's not doing a bad job actually. Yeah, a little bit more impressed with it actually on the app than I am with the transmitter. It actually flies quite nicely. Whee! Nice.
Okay, so what do I think of it? Well, When I first flew it on the transmitter, I thought, God, it's just so lethargic. But if you're new to flying, that would be really good. I mean, the low rate is so low, it honestly wouldn't take you long before you got a little bit confident and you'd want to go up into the high rate. It's just a shame there isn't another rate above the high rate, so that when you got even more confident, you could go off again. But that's where the app came in. I'm pretty sure that at 100% on the app, it flew with more yaw and a little bit more gusto than it did on the high rates on here, which is unusual, but I've got no answer for that apart from it did. And saying about the app, I actually enjoyed flying it with the app. Now, I don't usually do that. I'm not great with the apps, I must admit. So as a benefit to go out, you know, just fold this up like you saw earlier, pop that in your pocket or stick it in your bag. And you've always got your phone with you. We all carry phones these days. And then wherever you are, just pop it out quickly, go for a quick flight, and then you can charge it up, you know, through the USB in your car or anywhere else really. So it's got a huge benefit there, like a mini tiny selfie drone. Really cool. You don't have to take the transmitter with you, and to be honest, the transmitter works fine and everything, but I just think it flew better on the app, to be honest, which was nice. The FPV was pretty good, dropping out about 20 meters, which is not unusual on this size of quad, and it picked back up again, which was good, because I've had a few apps that just crash and then you're really that's really not good. And the image was really sharp on the phone, so that was really good as well. So yeah, it's not bad little package there. Whether or not it's for you, I don't know. I think it's definitely only a beginner's quad, that's for sure.